Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Bankruptcy Land, where we have spent Manchester United into the red. I think our current balance is like minus 30 million euros or something like that, and it's only getting worse. So we'll see what we can do here. We're playing against, who are we playing against? Verona, I think, or somebody like that. In one of these cups, we have a whole bunch of cups. Yes, we have all the cups, the best cups here, and let's see if we can get some goals. Martinez over to Maradona, onto Casemiro, finds Law. No, it doesn't find him. And that means that Eriksson will have to go back and win this, and Eriksson gets it again. Back to Bauer, over to Best, onto Law. That was very, very smooth. Here's Dennis Law, back to Best. Best forward to Eriksson, to Casemiro, and that was a good shot on goal. That forced a good save from their keeper. So, we're just 1 minute into this match. We're already sort of bringing it to him. Here's Eriksson knocking this one over, looking far corner, and we don't get that. That's knocked away. You do recall, of course, that I now have the set pieces set up here so that hopefully we'll be able to score something on one of these. And I'm not sure why Pele is in there, but whatever. This is going to be a throw here for us, and let's see what happens here. Ronaldo throws this into nobody, and nothing happens as a result of that. Maybe we should work on that. Casemiro wins this. We're just faster than they are. Trésor, Eriksson, Trésor, Ronaldo, and trying to run a little bit too fast there. He's run down, loses possession, and we've got to come back and play our best as Best gets this. On to Law, back to Bauer. Bauer scans the field, finds Eriksson. There's Casemiro, who passes it forward to nobody. Eriksson with it again over to Ronaldo, and there's the cross, and it's Dennis Law who just barely misses that one. He hit that one. He did a little hop in the air and hit that one in the middle of the sky. It looks like Superman coming through. So this was an okay cross, I think, and Dennis Law is who it was. Did the best that he could with it, but it wasn't really a cross that was to anybody, and it was not really in good control. So we'll try this again. Trésor with it over to Ronaldo once again. Ronaldo moves up with the ball. Ronaldo back to Eriksson. Eriksson over to Law, and it's saved again by Montipo. And just a second, I think I have a phone call. Let's see. All right. Well, I'm not sure what happened to that phone call, so we'll try this again. We had a corner here. It's knocked back out here to Law, and his shot is just saved. And so we're still knocking on the door. We're only 10 minutes into this match, and we've already had a lot of action. Here's Eriksson taking this corner, steps back and fires forward, and it's looking for Pele, who cannot quite get onto it. And so we are still 0-0 in this match, and we need to do something to get this to the next level. Well, we are chasing after the ball here and doing a fairly poor job of it. Eriksson wins it and loses it right away. It's Bonazzoli, but they can't get through our defense. We have a pretty good defenseman, and they're getting better and better. We're getting a little bit better at working with each other. Eriksson seems to have been surprised that actually worked. We were able to run down the shot pretty easily, and we made it look like there was nothing to it. So 0-0, the score remains. We'll just sit back and wait and see what happens. Best with this ball now. One of the problems that we have is that these guys playing wingback, Best and Ronaldo, are so young, and they're not really all that experienced. It's one of the places where we really needed to get more players, and two of the recent acquisitions that we've made have been in those positions. Here's Eriksson back with the corner. Steps back and he fires forward, and it was looking for Pele. Couldn't find him. Trésor now with it. He's tackled. It's Best who has this. On forward for Ronaldo, who just can't quite get onto it. And it remains 0-0. So we'll have to see what we do. I'm wondering if part of the problem is that we got Pele playing forward in that corner, and I'm thinking that it may have been the case that before this match I actually didn't do my due diligence in making sure the corners were set up. That might be some of the problem that we're having. Bauer wins this over to Martinez, finds Pele, who heads this on backwards. Good job by Pele to get it over the halfway line. It's Duda with the corner, and somebody was able to knock that one away and out of danger. Best ends up winning this here at the end and is going to run forward. Here goes George. Passes over to Maradona. Pele forward to Eriksson. Eriksson, Segundo Volante, but he's in front of everybody. That's not the job description. And so we had a good shot from Eriksson, but it was saved. But you can see here, Eriksson figures out a way to get in front of everyone and then just takes it over to that corner. Probably should have passed backwards. If he passed backwards, he had a couple of guys who were open. And that would have been, I think, a much better decision. Eriksson now knocking forward this free kick. It's headed away again. And so now we have to do our defensive work once again. Eriksson wins this over to Martinez, down to Best, Casemiro. Bauer again, and it's going to be back to Martinez. Trezor with it now. Lumps this forward, is looking for Pele. It's really not a good pass. Maradona, however, sees that the defending player is asleep, and he goes and grabs it and then gets off a shot. So good job by Maradona being awake and alert to what's happening. And man, we're I guess we're only about 6 minutes into this video, but it feels like we've had a long first half for a 0-0 first half. There's going to be a throw for us, and this time we are not going to see what has happened. And so, I mean, there's nothing to be really upset about. We keep knocking on the door, and nobody's answering. And so let's see if we can do something about this. Law wins this in the back, but doesn't really follow up on his tackle. That's Pele there, not much by way of tackling, which is probably his only weakness. And even still, he wins this ball. It's Ronaldo who gets it in the end. Down to Eriksson, over to Law. Law, a little bit of a run back, little hesitation, kind of a fancy footwork move. And he ended up sort of running himself out of that. And Lev Yashin ends up catching this after the ball is deflected. So we're able to prevent them from scoring once again. And we go to halftime, still 0-0. I'm going to check up on this corner routine and see what's going on. Yeah, blah, 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 fans, whatever. We care about fans, something like that. I think Ronaldo is going to come off here. We'll put Monseglio on. I really don't like doing it, but I worry about Ronaldo getting too much by way of a yellow card. Yeah, you can see this. See, I haven't done my due diligence here in putting the correct players on for the corners. That's been our problem. So let's see what we can do here. And see, it would be nice if I could look at how tall everybody is right away, or if I could just say I want the tallest players here, because there's no reason to care about anything else. Right, so, okay, we'll take, who is this, Trezor, you go over here, and then this is Eriksson. Eriksson's fine here, and then we'll have, where did Pele go? Pele is right here. Yeah, he's pretty short, and he'll go over for that one. Then we have to do this, again here on the far right side, right? And so this is here, this is Pele, we want Pele here. This is Eriksson, you're going to be over here. And we got a guy over here, and I mean, anyway, this is one of the least fun parts of Football Manager, where you're spending all of your time clicking around trying to look for numbers that are not presented in a simple and easy to understand way for you anywhere else. Which is, by the way, the reason why I normally don't really do this, because it's a pain in the neck. You're like, why did they make this system so bad? Now, I know that a lot of you by this time are playing with the new version of FM, and perhaps it's better there. I don't know. I haven't actually been watching a lot of the videos that are out, and you do know, of course, that I am recording this a little bit ahead in the future. So there's probably all sorts of future events that you are aware of that I am blissfully unaware of. And so because of that, like, there's a lot of stuff that's going on that I probably don't know much about. Including stuff that's going on in FM land. That's just sort of the way that it is. So it's possible that all of this has been fixed already and that I'm just talking about yesterday's problem. However, knowing Sports Interactive, I would guess that they probably are not going to go around and fix everything in the world and suddenly make everything all better and wonderful and beautiful. That usually doesn't happen. And Eriksson wins this over to Best, to Casemiro, to Maradona. And so we'll see what happens. We need to get a goal. Here's Pele forward, tries to cross it, and it was deflected by the defender. Pele wins this back. Great work. Monseglio to Eriksson to Casemiro, back to Pele. And it's Maradona in the end who gets a shot, and that was blocked. We deserved a goal after that one. That was some great performance by a number of these guys. Eriksson now with the corner, and I'm looking for Casemiro. It doesn't quite work. There's a bit of misunderstanding in the FM community about corners. There's this idea that you have to have your players practice corners in training to be able to have success, and it's just simply not true. I mean, corner success, I don't know what it's determined by, but it's definitely not determined by doing corner practice routines and training. It has nothing to do with it. Your players will do what they're told on corners, as long as they have normal tactical familiarity. It's one of these things in game where it's like it's not really clear exactly how it was created. Other than that, it's certainly not created the way that you think it is. Best ends up losing the ball, wins it back again to Eriksson, who shoots, and that is an easy save for their keeper. And so we're still at 0-0. I sure hope this doesn't go to like some sort of penalties or something like that, because I just had a penalty shootout earlier today. I don't want another one. I'm perfectly fine having one. And then we wait a long time for the second. Let's not have a whole bunch of penalty shootouts, because it really, really can be draining. Casemiro wins this over to Pele. We need to get a goal. With this kind of team, we need a goal. I don't know why Law is shooting from there. I'm not sure what he thinks is going to happen, but it's not a goal, that's for sure. Trezor passes to Monseglio and is won by them right away, and then our tackle doesn't work. Casemiro does get a tackle in. We have a little bit too much in terms of sliding tackles, and I'm worried about somebody getting a red card. Here is Pele in a good position, and he just stands there and loses the ball, but Monseglio wins it back, all the way back to Best. Man, you see that. Best loses it, wins it back. Casemiro over to Bauer. Bauer finds Maradona. Maradona to Eriksson, who takes the shot. It's a poor shot. One other thing I want to note here is that we look like we are pretty slow, and I'm surprised at how slow we look. This isn't the same, speed first team that we've seen in the past. It just looks more lethargic. It looks slow. It looks almost like, we're tired. Pele over to Maradona, back onto Monseglio. Onto Maradona, and that forced a really, really good save of their keeper. And so it's another corner for us, and let's see if this corner will work. We are going to take Pele off in a second, but I will decide when we take him off. And, it doesn't quite work out the way that we want. This was a good play, though, by Pele. Maradona, and then to Monseglio, and it's just so sad that Maradona didn't score. Really should have. And now I think it is time for us to make this change. Pele will come off. I'm thinking about Charlton or Mount. I think we'll put Charlton on. I think that's what we need to do. We'll make a little change in back. John Terry, who's very, very new, will come on. We'll take off Eriksson for Edwards and Casemiro here for Pogba, and that'll probably be enough. And we'll see how that goes. So we'll see if that gives us a little bit more attacking oomph and a little bit more speed. And if we can't get those cobwebs out, Bauer to Martinez, back to Bauer, Best Maradona to Edwards. And it's Maradona, and that... I don't think that was a shot. I think that was a pass. I think he got a little bit in between what he was trying to do. And so they have it here for a throw. And we once again have to worry and watch out and hope that they don't score. Because, if they score, if we're knocked out of whatever competition this is, we're in trouble. Best wins this in the back. Passes forward to Law. And I was about to say there's the shot and the goal, and that's not the shot, and it's not the goal. Wow, we made 5 changes. I didn't even notice we got all the way up to 5. So we don't have any more room for any more changes. Unless this actually goes to extra time. Assuming that this is a cup match and that I'm not just sort of dreaming that up. Martinez over to Edwards, down to Terry. Monseglio. Back to Terry, to Charlton. Maradona. Charlton, and we keep shooting from way out there. We're not going to get anything. There's no reason for us to do it. We can get in. Dennis Law, especially having a poor match. And yes, this is extra time. So here we are in against Verona on the road against in the whatever cup. I think this is the Super League Cup. I think that's what it is. And Law is going to come out, and we're going to put Mount in this time. So let's see if Mason Mount can make the difference. And that is our one change. I don't want to go to penalties. Give me a goal. Edwards over to Terry. Charlton back to Martinez. Down to Bauer. Pogba, Mount to Maradona, back down to nobody. So that didn't work. What are we going to try next? That didn't work at all. Here's Maradona, straight into the wall, and is up for a corner. So let's see if that corner routine works again. Now, this is the problem with corners, right? Because I made changes, I probably should be going through and redoing the entire corner setup every time I make a change. This is the problem with corners in Football Manager, right? It's stupid. Why? Why is it like that? Maradona wins the interception over to Best. They have a wall of men there, and Best tries to cross it foolishly, and it's just simply not going to happen. So here's Best with the throw to Maradona, back to Best. Best, look at that hair. Martinez saves that to Charlton, now to Monseglio, and Mount in position for a header, but doesn't get it. Then Martinez takes a shot from the back, and it's a pretty easy save for their keeper. That wasn't great. Maradona looks really tired, but is motivated. Maradona's a great player. Knocks that one forward, doesn't go through. He's going to win this again. No hand of God. Charlton over to Mount, and that is deflected, and it's an easy save for the keeper. So Mount looks good, but it's just not happening, not his day. And Charlton had a good pass to Mount, though I do think that Mason was offside. I'm pretty sure you can make a good case for him being offside there. So this is, once again, another marathon match, as frustrating as it is for the person who has to play through them. And it's probably frustrating for those who are watching as well. We get another marathon match. You get 2 in one day. You get what is probably like 3 for the price of 2 or something like that. Let's see if we can get a winner so we don't have to go through the 11-meter lottery once again. Got about 10 minutes left, and it's Best throwing in over to Maradona, back to Best. Best looks for Edwards and to Charlton, who had a shot on goal, didn't quite work. Bauer ends up with this in the back, over to Best again, down to Pogba. Pogba down to Monseglio. Monseglio's been fouled, and there's no call. Edwards ends up winning this over to Pogba, to Charlton, and he's behind the defense, but he's offside. It doesn't matter either way, he was offside. And it was not a particularly good pass over there to Charlton. Best now to Edwards, forward from Mount, and it's just a little bit past him, unfortunately, for Mason Mount. And so we're getting the ball in a good position, but the passes are off. And does somebody want to play defense? Apparently not. It's Yaya Kalon who scores for Verona. Nobody wants to play defense. That was awful. That was horrible. I thought for sure this team is going to win everything and we're going to be just fine. And you look at this. I mean, who is this here? Who is this? Terry, as John Terry. I mean, he's only 18, but Terry's not even running with him. He's just sort of jogging back, and then, oh, man, it wasn't my fault. So now we're in trouble. We need to get a goal back. And we are the stronger team here. We know that. It's Bauer, Best, Mount. Forward for Maradona, and Maradona's got nothing left. Pogba can't get to that one. And boy, I tell you, this is going to be fun in the back. And here's Kalon again. And that was John Terry trying to win the ball, and he did a really poor job of it. So Bauer's having an awful match. Considering the amount of money we're spending on Bauer, considering the amount of money he's theoretically worth, this is not good. And we're going to ream into him. And if he doesn't get much better, he's not going to be on this team anymore. We'll go get a German, and we'll get something better happening in the back. Bauer to Pogba to Mount to Best. Best finds Mount. Mount, and that's a penalty. And is that going to be the game saver? We'll see. That should have been a penalty. There were a number of times in which we should have won penalties in the area. And so now we sit through the good old VAR animation. Fortunately, this isn't FM21. Penalty is awarded. I thought that was pretty obvious. And I think that they're going to use a card here, perhaps. Maybe not. There's no indication of a card. And so here, trying to keep us into whatever cup this is that we're in, is Maradona, who has nothing left, and it's saved. Maradona misses the penalty, and that is the end of the match. And so we've lost this one 1-0. And, I mean, Maradona misses the penalty. It is saved by their keeper, and that's the end of that. Oh, man. There's going to be an inquisition after this one. We had 9 shots on target at 2.06 XG, and we didn't score a single goal. We did not score one. They had one that went in, and that was it. There is going to be hell to pay here. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.